And we're live. Welcome to episode number 10 of Cody's business show. I'm here with my longtime best friend, Raul Mondragon. He has owned a couple of businesses and done a couple of things. Right now, he's running a painting company primarily. I'll let him tell a story, and we'll go from there. So, what took you so long getting on here, man? What was the problem?
Yeah, I think one of my things that I'm not good at is technology. I know how to cruise, but technology is not really my thing.
I was sitting here talking crap about you the whole time. I was like, the last 9 out of 9 people that I sent a link to, they were on in 30 seconds. And I was like, I gotta log into my email. I gotta log into my
Yeah,
whatever. You like my new pink hat? I
I
had
love
my
it. You got to get one of these right here.
There you go, bro. I can't see your face. You like a super villain. Oh, you're frozen. Oh, you're completely frozen. Oh boy.
There you are.
Hey, Raul, welcome back.
And now there it is.
Oh, beautiful. That's way better. Are you gonna glitch out this whole episode or what?
Hope not.
Okay, cool. All right, well, tell me about your business before everybody stops listening. So, you're telling me about some of the crazy months you're having, and the opportunity in the painting business. And obviously, you're not a reseller, but I figured it was my 10th episode, so I need to get away from resellers for a minute and talk about your story. So, what are you doing right now? What's your business?
Yeah, right now we're so obviously the name of my business is community painting and remodeling, and we're gonna have to change that here soon because we're not just a painting business. We're doing renovations. We're doing anywhere from small renovations to small bathrooms remodel, all the way to additions, basements, entire home remodels. So that's what we're doing, and yeah, it's exciting. So we've been transitioning. We've been in business for 2016, 2017, around there,
Sounds
and
right.
we just continuously have been just taking the next step and taking the next step, and we're in this phase where we're doing big remodels, and it's yeah, it's really fun. So we're excited to see what that looks like for us. Moving forward, we've been doing renovations for about 2 years, 3 years, but yeah, it's good.
Nice. Most of my audience, the people that are gonna watch this, are selling crap on eBay and Amazon, and so they don't. Maybe they do. I don't know. But um, the last guy we had on, or no, not the last guy. The guy before the last guy was uh, reinvesting all his profits into real estate. So he's flipping houses, and you're doing some of that too, right? Like you got your hands in a little bit of that over the last year.
Yeah, so we've done it before. Right now the market's kind of weird. We're kind of waiting for the market to kind of
Oh boy.
can't see me right now. There I am. But anyway, sorry. My mom's in Mexico, and she's calling me because she's coming back tomorrow,
Oh,
and
nice.
she's excited about seeing me. They've been in Mexico for about 3 weeks now,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's good. But anyways, what was the question?
So you're flipping houses some. Are you
Oh,
still planning it? You done a couple already, right?
yeah, we've done a few, and that's awesome. It's exciting. There's a big profit on it. And so right now it's just kind of a weird phase right now where people bought houses really high, and so now it's kind of hard to buy them because the market's coming down a little bit, and so it's hard as flippers
Yeah.
to be buying properties so that way we can flip them and we can make a good profit. And so because the people have already bought them this last time, they've already bought them so high, it's
Right.
hard for flippers the next round, which is us, to be able
Yeah.
to make our profit. That profit has kind of disappeared. So
Yeah.
right now it's just kind of a waiting game. We're excited. We're even looking into building properties, actually doing new construction homes, doing stuff like that. So but we really want to start keep on flipping. I know
Mhm.
Jada does. My wife, she wants to keep on flipping because that's what really gets her excited.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
so, but yeah, I mean, it's a great thing to do. There's always a deal out there. The deals are always out there. You just got to go find them, and
Yep.
you have to find those streams. You have to find those lines of all these people, real estate people, wholesalers, even to the you go to Facebook. and try to find all these people that are selling their property, or even
Yeah.
people that you're always trying to find those people. And if you can find a great deal, then awesome. One of the things that I've learned is, I know Jada, my wife, she's kind of said, oh my gosh, like the house is, that the price on the house is really high. And it's like, well, it doesn't hurt to negotiate, because you never know where that homeowner or the person that owns the home, where they're at. So we can always just go to them and just say, hey, we do the math, we do the numbers, we do the renovation numbers, how much everything is going to cost, because you got real estate
Yeah.
fees, etc.
Right.
And so we go to the homeowner, and we say, hey, this is what we can buy it for, and if it works,
Mhm.
awesome. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But usually people get scared because they're looking at the number and they think they're not going to budge, but most likely they're going to be budging for sure.
Yeah, I think so too. I think opportunity will come back around. There's
Oh, for sure, 100%.
like you said, there's always here's my thing. I don't know anything about fixing up a house, so I
Yeah,
feel like you've got a huge advantage because that's what you do. If you
yeah,
I've even thought like it might be worth my time to go be like a labor monkey for somebody for like part time, so I can learn how to paint and how to build a deck and how to do all these things. 'Cause I literally have no clue.
for sure.
Like I have a toolbox and it's like a broken screwdriver and a hammer, and that's like it. Like we don't have I don't do anything like that. So um I feel like if I started to flip a house and you started to flip a house, you'd be like, yeah, you just gotta blah blah blah, and I would be at a disadvantage. So
Yeah, for sure. I've had multiple people reach out to me, call me, text me about using me as a contractor, to go
sure.
out there and do their thing, and there's a certain percentage that I would take on, and when it comes to renovations and all that. But people have called me, investors,
Hey, that might
people
be an
that,
opportunity.
huh?
That might be the opportunity there. There you
It
go.
might, it might be it. So yeah, I've had multiple people call me about that, and things are still in the works. People are thinking about. There's a couple that want to do it in a couple months from now, and
Okay.
we'll do it, and they're going to be the investors, and we're going to flip it for them, and we're going to make a profit off of that.
Yeah.
So it's fun, it's good for sure.
So tell me about your business like that you're like actively doing now. So you were telling me the other day, about some of your numbers, and feel free to share or not share, but, like, you're doing some volume. Like, I mean, you're
That's
you're
great.
you're taking on projects and, like, your profit percentage is, like, really sexy. Yeah, like, how did you get to the kinda months you're having now
Yeah.
from, 'cause I was a painter as a teenager. I worked for your dad, and, I would work for, like, hours and hours and hours and make, like, 20 bucks, and
60,
now,
60,
like
60.
okay, okay, whatever. Like $4 an hour, but I probably wasn't worth much more than that. So, uh, how'd you get from that to, these crazy, like you're killing it, man. So like, you probably won't brag on yourself, but I will. But like, how did you get here? Like, what do you credit that to?
Yeah, I call it my bamboo year.
Okay,
I feel like that's the year I'm gonna have. Well, I say that I'm being positive. You always want to be positive,
sure,
but I'm calling I'm calling it my bamboo year. Uh,
okay,
Investing in the business, I've been investing in myself for 5 6 years. You
sure,
know, and I remember. I mean, I can brag about the numbers I have right now, but I can also talk about my first year numbers. My first year numbers were $30,000, 28,000 dollars. My
yeah,
second year was 40,000 dollars.
yeah.
And obviously, now this is sales. This is sales, but we're in.
You just got censored, bro. I can't hear you. Come back. That's funny. Well, I guess it's just me. I hope I'm yeah, no, my internet's not sketchy. Okay. So that we don't lose viewers, I'm gonna sing a song now. I really hope you come back like right now so that I don't have to sing a song. Bro! Okay. Gonna have to get an editor. Dang it. I want to pay an editor. What the heck? And he has left the stream. Let's tell him to click the link again. Just click the link again. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see?
You gotta love it.
What the heck, bro?
I
Okay,
don't know.
you cut out right before you started talking about what numbers you're doing. So,
How many viewers do we have now?
no, we're not live. We're I'm recording. Yeah,
You're
so
recording. I
they
got
all
you.
left. But yeah, everybody left.
My phone got heated up. So, but anyways, yeah, we were talking about numbers. So yeah, my first, my first couple of years, I was making less than $50,000 a year, but now, 5, 6 years later, our numbers have changed, and this is in the works of November and December in sales, but we're in February, and we're already probably over $350,000 in sales, so that's really good, and that's exciting to see that. That's why I call it my bamboo year, because I'm on the
Sure.
second month of the year, and we're at $350,000 around there in sales, which is super exciting. Really honored, really just humbled to be in that place, and I want to stay in that place.
Yeah,
I think it's
and
really,
if you don't mind me interrupting, you're not doing the bulk of the work. You have a team, and you have
yeah.
you're telling me I have a calendar and I have
Mhm.
a coordinator, blah blah blah. It's like, bro, that's amazing. Like I'm just in my basement selling crap on eBay, and you're conquering the
Yeah,
world. So, I
yeah,
say that jokingly because it's different businesses, but like I'm so impressed with what you're doing, man. Like
yeah.
you just
Appreciate it.
kind of like because I mean you've had the opportunity with ministry and then
Yeah,
with other things where you could have just got you could have pursued other things and you've just kept digging this whatever whatever that analogy is, but you just kept kind of doing this, and now you kind of I mean like it's paying off. So I'm super like inspired by seeing you 5 years ago and then like what you've kind of grown it into. So
yeah, absolutely. It's exciting for sure. Yeah, we've been part-time ministry for a long time now. We've been on and off on that, and just doing other things, feel things that we feel like we should be doing.
yeah,
Which is ministry. That's something that we're passionate about. That's something what we love. We love the church. We love ministry, stuff like that. So yeah, it's really fun, and yeah, it's very exciting to see that turn around. Well, not necessarily turn around. I think it's sprouting. I think it's sprouting, and I think it's
sure,
really, people usually say, within the first 5 years, you'll really know if you should be in business or not.
yeah,
And it's exciting to be into the fifth or sixth year and really see that be done so well. But not only that, but now I'm super equipped to be able to handle stuff like this. You
sure,
know, um, we're projecting. I mean, I say we're projecting. I mean, you can always be a futuristic person. You can always think of the future and plan ahead,
yeah,
but we're project, like, if we continue to do this, we're going to be looking at like $2 million for the year, and that's really exciting, and I hope it does happen, and if it doesn't,
yeah.
that's totally fine, but that's what it's looking like, so it's exciting.
Yeah. I I think that business and self-employment or running your own branch of something or whatever that however that presents itself, like if you can find an opportunity where the upside matches your work, like that's the answer for so many people. Like it's the difference when I was working. Oh, I guess my lights went out. Sorry.
You're
When
good.
I was working in insurance, oh no, my light went off. Oh, hold on. All right, I can fix this. I want you to see my beautiful face.
Yeah, there you go.
Um, yeah, I've got my ring light plugged into another laptop over here, which is funny. Anyways,
Yeah,
so when I was working in insurance, I would work these crazy long weeks,
yeah,
60, 70, 80 hour weeks, and I was working for another guy. So no matter what, at the beginning of next month, I start over at zero. So I might make another $1,000 or whatever. But then I got to do it all over again next month.
right,
But then when I started my own insurance agency, which obviously I'm out of that business now, but every brick that I laid, I was building my own thing and building my own income stream. And so, in the same way, every extra hour of work that I do in my business now for the store, it's growing, at that rate, and I see all of that, like, all of that comes straight to me, and it builds on itself, so, like, I think I think there's lots of people, trying to build a life, and no matter what, they're not gonna get paid more than that current salary, so, like, getting out of that and finding something like, starting a painting business, or I've even thought, like, starting a pressure washing business, like,
yeah,
I have a 9-year-old. How old is your oldest son?
10, yeah,
10, yeah, yeah. Like we could buy them a $109 pressure washer off of
yeah,
Amazon and tell them walk the street and see if they'll pay you and give you money for it. And then they own a company all of a sudden, and they can, like to me, that's so much better of an opportunity than being like I don't want to insult anybody, but like just like a entry level job somewhere, like bagging groceries, or which is what I did for a little while, like doing something like that. You're not learning much, like I feel like there's like a huge opportunity in just starting your own thing instead of somebody else's thing. So,
yeah. No, absolutely. I have a quick story. So, the reason I came into business because I got scared. And the reason I got scared was because of a fellow coworker of mine. So I worked at the post office
yeah,
for
I remember.
6 years, and
Hmm.
in the last year or two, I was in management. And I remember there was this one particular man that was there for 35 years, 35 years, and he was significantly older, and so he ends up retiring, but he couldn't just retire. He had to get he bought a sewing machine so that way he can go and sew things and sell them so he can retire. And whenever he told me he was going to do that, that scared the crap out of me. And
Yeah,
because I remember, I was young, I was in my early to mid 20s, and I was looking at my paper of retirement, and I still had like 30 years left.
yeah,
And I, do I really want to be here for 30 years and and then have to go buy a sewing machine so I can retire?
yeah,
And that was a scary thing. And I think, me and Jada really had Jada, my wife, we really had a conversation, and we were just like, is this something that we really want to do?
yeah.
And so we came, and so that's where we started. I took out my retirement, which
I
was
remember.
that again.
I remember.
Yep, took out my retirement. It was about $14,000. Bought myself a van, bought myself a spray machine, bought myself my ladders, tools, which I had about 2 to 3 months worth of work. Because thank God for this builder that believed in me and
Mhm.
gave me 3 properties to paint. So it gave me about 2 or 3 months of work, and I quit. I gave my 2 week notice, and I quit after 5 or 6 years of working there.
Yeah, and
Yep,
making good money too.
yeah,
Like, quitting a job, where you're making, $10 an hour is one thing, but quitting a job where you're on a career path, you're a
yep.
supervisor you're in line to be the big, what do they call them at
Oh,
yeah, postmaster. Yeah,
yeah,
you're like, you got a pension, you got, health insurance,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that's a
Oh,
big. I
yeah.
mean, it's paid off though. So, I always think about there was this couple. I won't say who they were, but they made fun of me and you because we both got married super early, like, like I got married the day after high school graduation.
Yeah.
Raul and his wife got married. Was it spring break of senior year? Is
Spring
that
break
right?
here, man. Come on.
Yeah, like, so in high school, and so, those same type of people were talking, like, you kinda hear those voices for a while after, like, you hear some of the things that they said, and, you leave in the post office, it's like,
Mm.
he'll you gotta hear that voice in the back of your head, like, "Ah, he'll be back. He'll be going back to, like, he's gonna go out, and then he'll be, like, not make it." Um,
I'll
that
say my
Oh, go
first
ahead.
2 years, my first 2 years of being in business, I called the post office and I asked them if I could come back.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was hard. It was
Yeah,
really hard. But anyways, I'm glad that they didn't take me back. I'm glad that there was things in place that they couldn't take me back and me get my position, because if they would have given me my position, I would have gone back, because it was tough. It was
yeah,
challenging for all
sure.
business owners. Whoever's listening to this, I mean, they know this, that it's challenging and it's hard,
Mhm.
especially those first few years when you're reinvesting, in yourself, you're making all those mistakes that you're doing, you know,
Yeah,
and then having to learn from your mistakes, because nobody's gonna do it for you, you
yep.
know. But yeah, for sure.
I ask everybody that comes on my show this, how, one of my passions, like, one of the things that I wanna do is, I wanna inspire people, that are in a bad position in life, just got out of prison, or they're on drugs, or they're a single mom, or, just low income, disadvantaged type
Oh,
people. If there's like a 22-year-old kid out there that's just getting off of drugs, trying to get their life back together, they've got a job, but they're wanting to really build, and do something with their life. How would you tell them to get started in entrepreneurship? For me, I talk about reselling because it's so easy, like, to go on Facebook and find something for free and then sell it back onto Facebook or sell it onto eBay, or or whatever. What would you like? How would you speak into that person's life?
yeah. What do you have? What resources do you have now? Sometimes I even think about you, because I know whenever you started, you were buying stuff off of garage sales and yard sales, right? You were
Yep.
doing that stuff. And so, same thing. What are your resources? What's around you? What can you do? Like,
Yeah.
for instance, if somebody comes up to me and is like, "Hey, I want to go be a painter." Okay, go get yourself a 6 foot step ladder. Go get yourself a bucket and brush. Go get yourself a roller, and go and promote. Your painting rooms.
Yeah.
And go paint rooms.
Dude,
Go
you
and
know how much it costs to paint a room?
it's
M
expensive.
my wife has me painting, and I was like, "I'm just gonna freaking pay somebody to do this." And I
Yeah,
just casually asked you, I'm like, "How much would you charge to paint?" And you're like, "I don't know, 150 grand or something crazy." It wasn't really that high, but that's what I heard because I was like, "Oh my gosh,
yeah.
I'll just paint it myself, never
You
mind."
got skilled laborers, man. You got people that have been in the business for 15, 20 years, and they're not used to making $10, $15 an hour. These skilled laborers, they're getting paid 30,
Okay.
$30 an hour sometimes,
Hey,
$40 sometimes. And they, I mean, it shows for sure.
yeah.
But
No, I believe you. Anyways, go on, sorry, yeah. So what resources do you have? And then, what else would you tell what else do you tell a
yeah.
22-year-old kid, um, trying to make it?
Yeah. So I just recently had a conversation with a certain guy, actually Saturday. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah,
Okay,
I had a conversation with him yesterday. He started. He tried to do it the first year, and he wasn't able to do it. So he went back to his old construction job. And I was talking to him, and I was telling him, one of the things. So you need resources, and then also another thing is you have to have integrity. You have to be honest, especially in my line of work.
sure.
Because my line of work, there's a lot of bad talk about how construction companies, construction workers, contractors, all these people, they don't have integrity. So
Yeah,
the biggest thing you can do is be honest. Biggest thing you can do, because as a I act like a general contractor, and I thank God I'm able to practice under a general contractor's license. One of the things that I'm looking for is people to be honest with me, because we're working with multiple teams, we're having to trust other people, you know and so one of the things is integrity, having that honesty, being able to tell the truth, being able to actually keep your word and what you're going to do. And if you're not going to be able to keep it, at least be communicate and be honest and say the things that you really need to say, so that way we get the job done. But I was talking to this young guy, and I was telling him that, about honesty, about integrity, about these things, because that really takes you to the next level, because then your clientele, the people that you work for, are going to trust you. They're going to like you. Hey, Raul, he was honest with me. He said that it was going to take 2-3 weeks and it's going to take a month, because certain things happened. Or, hey, we were going to start a week before, but he called me and said it was going to be a week later. He was
Yeah,
honest about the situation. So you want to do those things. I think having integrity in those things, are just extremely, because you as you're going in your business, you're making mistakes, and then sometimes you even want to lie, so that way you don't fail the other person that you failed, you failed.
yeah,
So you have to kind of get rid of that and just be honest, and that will put you to the next level for sure. So I would say, what resources do you have, what's around you, do that, and then obviously invest in that, like, let's say, like a painter, you know go grab yourself a brush, go grab yourself a roller, go grab yourself, and whatever you need, and then you make money, and then you buy a spray machine, or you buy a van, or you
yeah,
buy ladders, and you start building up, and then next thing you know, a year from now, you're painting exterior homes, and you're able to bid on bigger jobs,
yeah,
and you move forward. Then you build cash flow, and then you're able to have employees and keep the employees, and keep on going. So yeah, that's what I would say: resources, integrity, honesty,
it's a great answer.
responsibility. That's a big one too. Responsibility.
Yeah, sure. Show up and paint the room when you say you're going to.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm in the world, man. You'd be surprised. I got a little
No, no, I
twist.
wouldn't be surprised. Everybody I've talked to about like contractors or whatever, they'll say, "Yeah, people came and talked to me, but then they never showed up or whatever." And
Yep.
that's a crazy thing to me, man. Like
Yep.
I can't imagine being a contractor and then just like having so many jobs that you just don't get back to some of them.
Yep.
So,
That's the thing. Setting expectation, man. You're getting right into that alley of, like, one of my pet peeves.
yeah,
But that's the thing. Setting expectation. That's another big. That's actually what I talked to with that young guy, is setting an expectation. I have a client right now that he wants to spend $100,000 with me, and he's an older gentleman, and this is the home where he says that he's gonna die. This is it. He's, like I said, he's 75 years old. He's older. He's handicapped, and he really wants to make this home his final home, and he's got around 150,000 dollars that he wants to play with. And
yeah,
so he called me Friday. He was pressuring me. He was like, "Hey, when are you gonna have the plans? When are you gonna be doing this? Hey, I need to know your schedule. I need to know this and that." He was pressuring me, and he
yeah,
thinks that we're gonna be able to have all this done and pat down, and the quotes, the proposals ready within like a couple weeks. But I'm gonna have to call him Monday and be honest with him and set an
yeah,
expectation and say, "Hey, this is the expectation that I have. It's actually going to take about a month to get all this going, because there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of moving parts.
yeah,
We got the designer, and we got to get the blueprints in. We got to do all these things. And then on top of that, we have to get permits, so stuff like that. So setting expectations is also extremely important with people, and being and over communicating everything that you're doing with a client. And I think that whenever you set the expectation of what it's going to look like, and you over communicate, you not only ease the customer, but you also gain their trust, because, hey, Raul is actually setting the expectation, and he's communicating with me with how things are going to go.
yeah.
So it's
That
good.
makes sense.
Yep.
And I mean, and they come back to you or they refer you business or something
Yeah,
like that. So,
absolutely.
yeah, in our world, in the reseller world, if you don't, I gave up on my light, by the way. So,
That's good.
but if you don't do a good job, they leave you a bad review, and then
Right.
you see some of those stores, and they're like 52% negative or 52% positive feedback, and the rest of them are bad, and it's like you don't want to buy from that store. So,
Yeah.
same kind of thing. So,
I get
um,
it.
what do you think about the junk removal business? So I have a I don't know if you know Alex Robinson. I think you
Yeah,
guys have met. Yeah,
great guy.
well,
I've used.
you have. Yeah, I have too.
Yeah,
Yeah, we actually shared a warehouse there for a while.
nice.
But what do you think about that business? I've looked at it 100 different ways, and I think if I were gonna get out of reselling, I would start a junk removal business. Like
Yeah,
it's like it's insanely easy money. Like I guess there's no easy money. Like it's got chat
yeah,
challenges just like everything else. But like I mean, there's such a need for it, and you can charge like I guess to be a painter, like a successful, like multi six figure earner painter, like it's hard it's harder to get to that level, like where you're at. But
yeah,
like with junk removal, like I feel like you could go from nobody, like, not doing much to, like $200-300 a day super fast. Like I feel like you could be, like I think you could be making 60 to 80 grand a year,
yeah,
just doing junk removal. And another thing I've thought about is you could sell a lot of that stuff. Like people throw stupid crap away. Like somebody at our gym, they just did a closet clean out or whatever. They're like, hey, we have a bunch of stuff. Do you want it for your eBay store? And so my wife's like, yeah, sure. And it was like a bag of old it's over there somewhere. It was like a bag of old iPods, like the first and second generation iPods. Those are great money. Like
yeah,
that, like you can I
yeah.
immediately could resell those for, over $100. And
Right.
so I think that's if I had to start from zero, I would call myself McCarson Junk Removal Services, and I would literally go door to door, and I would knock on the door and say, "Hi, we have this truck and trailer," or if I didn't have a trailer yet, we would have this Honda Civic, and we'll take
Yeah,
all your junk off for free as long as it's not trash. And like you could make a killing doing that. Like I think like why are people working at Wendy's?
hmm,
Or like why are people working at like terrible desk jobs that they hate, making $14 an hour? Like no, if they love it, if that's what they want
yeah,
to do, like
absolutely.
no hate at all. But like the amount of people that I talk to, like people DM me all the time, I want to quit my job. That's like the number one thing. I want to quit my job. Like, and
Yeah,
it's like everybody hates their job. It's like I can think of like a bunch of ways. Like if you
yeah.
have time, like I don't know. What do you think about junk removal? You think that's what am I missing? Am I missing something obvious?
We're always missing something in the business. I think.
Probably, yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, it does sound so much simpler. You are handling clients. So that's another aspect of it, of being able to deal with clients and deal with them well. Things like that. But I think it is. I mean, it's a pretty simple. Other I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how reselling works or anything like that. I do know how the construction world works,
Yeah,
but that aspect in the junk removal, I don't know exactly how that works, but I know it's pretty simple because you're there for a few hours and you leave, or maybe it's a big job and maybe you're there for a couple days, and you
yeah,
leave. But that's it. Compared to what I'm doing, is I'm in a relationship with clients for sometimes even several months. You know,
yeah.
but in junk removal, they call you, you scope it out, do whatever you need to, go take it out, call it a day, they pay you, you're done, go on to the next one. Pretty
Right.
simple. It really is. It can really easily become a side hustle. You know,
All day long. And like if you find somebody that has like scrap metal,
yeah,
there's a guy on YouTube that's making, a decent side income just putting on Facebook, we'll pick up your scrap metal and like going around and like picking up like dishwashers and like things like that. Like there's opportunity every freaking where, man. Like there's this app on my phone. I talk about it all the time. Let's see if I can show it on the screen. It's called Freebie Alerts.
yeah,
I don't want to put my actual town in here. Let's put a different town. Um, but like literally, it shows
look at
crap
that.
that's for free, and it pulls the API or whatever from Facebook, from Craigslist,
Mhm.
from Let Go, like all these places, and it just pops up and says, "Excuse me," pops up and says, "So and so has a free brown leather couch, nearly
Boom.
20 years old." You look at a picture of it, that's a nice couch. Like, doesn't look like there's any damage to it. I don't want to transport a couch, but if I were broke, I would. Okay, here's a great one. This is what is a 100-gallon fish tank. I don't know if you can see that or not.
Yeah, I can see it for sure.
Let's see, fish tank. It doesn't say what size it, but I mean, it's a big one. It's free. I guarantee you, if I took 2 hours, drove to that town, which is like 20 minutes for me, in 2 hours, I could bring that back here, hose it down, take a picture of it outside in my yard, and sell it for $100. I bet I could sell it for $200. Like, there's so much stuff like that. Like, I'm on the Gary V thing. Here's a free punching bag. Here's a free lot of DVDs. Free garbage pail. That's probably not anything. Water catcher. I don't know what that. A free dryer, working dryer, Whirlpool, Cabriole. I don't know what that means. It looks like a newer dryer. It's just free. They went and they got upsold at a Lowe's to buy a dryer, and so now they just want somebody to come pick this up. Like, that's free money.
And they can just go get it instead of
Yeah,
working.
you just gotta go pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw. I'll say this: you might want to get my brother-in-law here one time, one day, one of these days, because he does something like reselling, but he does cars. Um,
Yeah.
so so he'll go out to Tennessee, Florida, Alabama, South Carolina, those regions, and he'll go buy vehicles and he'll go transport them to the Dominican Republic because he's Dominican.
Okay.
And I won't say his numbers because that's for him to say the numbers if he wants to, but
Sure.
I will say this: he's doubling, he's tripling, he's buying cars for $11,000, and the Dominicans are bougie. Sorry for the Dominicans that are listening, but the Dominicans are bougie, and they will do those things. There's a market for that. I had no idea. Whenever he first started doing this, which was, I don't know, like 2-3 months ago, because he was in the catalytic converter business. He was
Okay.
legally doing things for catalytic converters, and he was buying them and going all around the states, and and then selling them. And so that market went down because precious metals went down, and so he didn't know what to do. Well, he got this opportunity, and he had a little bit of cash, and so he bought his first car, and he shipped it because his cousin work. I think he's got a car dealership in the Dominican Republic. I'm not 100% sure, but they're doing everything legally. It's exciting for him. I'm excited for him. I want to get in it too. Um,
Yeah.
I think it's great because it's really good,
Sure.
and cars are actually selling. So one of these days, if you ever want to, once he actually really starts getting into it, it might be exciting to talk to him about reselling vehicles out of the country.
Nice. I remember you telling me about what he was doing with the car parts.
Yeah,
And I remember looking at, like, I don't even know. I've never sold car parts,
yeah,
other than a few like weird, like newer items.
yeah.
But there's a market for everything. Like,
Everything.
yeah, and I mean, you get behind if you can find the market and then get behind whatever structure it's being sold under. Like, for us, our moneymaker is Amazon, and
Right.
then we sell on Walmart and eBay and some of these other things. But like, Amazon is the beast. Like, Amazon
Right.
is, like, there's almost unlimited opportunity. Like, it seems like it's almost unlimited.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much, like, it's blue ocean. There's so much opportunity. Um, then you just learn the market on groceries. You learn that some brands are only regional, and so you can resell those and get a consistent profit. Or you learn that Amazon's not on any Nike, and so you start selling the Nike. That's an obvious one. But like, for every 100 Nike guys there are out there,
Yeah.
there's one or two people that are just dominating another shoe brand, and I won't name them. Like, some of those guys are my friends, but like
Yeah.
nobody thinks about XYZ brand. They think about, I want to get Nike. Nike's the best, but like, you learn the market for another shoe brand or another there's a crazy thing going on with over the counter stuff, like some medicines. Like, you learn that market, or you learn beauty. Like, there's lots of people that only sell in the beauty category and just killing it. So
Yeah.
um all that to say, man, you're killing it in your market, and you've
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing. I want to have good close friends that are billionaires, and yeah, they can
Well, I don't
just
get
call
there,
me up
my
and take me
great.
to Bora Bora.
That's it. So yeah, but it's exciting. I've told you in the past, like I've wanted to get into your business because I feel like it seems easy, but
Yeah,
then I turn around and it's just like we talked about earlier. There's always something in it. There's always these hoops and things that you have to go through to really learn the market and stuff like that. You've always told me, hey, stay in your lane, stay in your lane.
yeah,
Because for sure, real estate is another monster, and your stuff is another monster. So yeah, but yeah, it's I think we should respect every hustle that's going on, because people also think that every hustle is just something very simple, something very easy, but there's always something complicated behind it. You're always learning
yeah,
that hustle. You're always learning what's behind there, what's behind that small business that you're doing. A lot of people that don't own a small business don't realize how much small businesses actually work really hard to do what they do, and to
yeah,
learn what they're learning, because we're becoming, and we become experts in the things that in our quote unquote side hustles or small businesses, and it's really good. But
yeah.
yeah, respect you for what you're doing, and respect everybody that does their side hustle for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, my side hustle right now is media. Just
Yeah.
putting out videos. Like I have a goal for how many like the little stupid Instagram videos that I do, and then I want to hit a certain amount of YouTube videos and just kind of see what happens. I'm curious. I'm not I'm not killing it, but I think maybe I could. Like
Okay.
if I if I get if I get good at making videos or get good at some of the other stuff, like you only got to go viral one time, and then it's not a side hustle anymore. So that's my side hustle. The bread and butter stuff, like Haley's over here doing labels. We got it's Monday tomorrow, so we have big shipment day, and
Yeah.
that looks flashy to some people, but like it's just like it's just like what we do. Like that's our business,
Hmm.
and same thing. Tomorrow's Monday for you, so you got your team and you got whatever going on, and
Yeah.
um,
All
yeah,
sorts of things going on for sure.
exciting.
Yeah. That's awesome,
Well,
man.
I'll let you get. It looks like you got was that Kroger in the background.
Yeah. Kroger in the background. That's what happens when you have a newborn and two kids, and wife is doesn't sleep all night. So dad goes to the grocery store at 9, 10 o'clock at night to. So yeah.
Well, I'm glad I got you on here, man. Well, hey, maybe we can do another episode in like 5 years or something, and do a recap. No, we'll do shorter than that. We'll do, or no. Next time we'll get you on here and you can preach. You can talk. I wasn't sure we wouldn't get on here and talk about the Bible the whole time. So, uh,
No. Hey, that's
uh,
good though. But yeah, for sure. Yeah, let's do it, man. Make some topics or something and talk about some stuff. It'd be exciting.
heck yeah. All right, brother. Well, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, man.
You too. See you. All right, thank you for coming on to Cody's Business Show, episode number 10. That is one of my best friends in the world. We've been friends since early high school, and he's kind of grown his business while I've been growing mine, and we kind of keep up with keep tabs. So he has me wanting to start a painting company sometimes, and then I have him wanting to get into the e-commerce stuff. But um, learned a lot. So, anyways, thank you for coming on. All right, goodbye.